Who's taken the biggest L in the UFC this year? Dylan?
Jamal Hill.
Jamal Hill. Really?
Yeah, that loss is just like gonna be played back for a long time, and it's just the aftermath of it too, the way that he acted, similarly to what you said last week.
The aura of him, of Pereira just like pushing away Herb Dean. Yeah, he's getting clipped on. I think my pick has to be Makayev. Getting a win and you're a top flyweight contender and then still getting cut, bro, you fell off.
Like in a flyweight division like we have today, he could have gotten a title shot after that fight.
The first reply was clearly Makayev, and I 100% agree with this. Having a win against Manel Kape, a bad win, but still a win, and you're a top contender and then somehow still getting cut, how does that make sense?
Yeah, and like with the buildup of that fight, we talk about it all the time, about the disappointment of that fight, so we don't need to do it again, but yeah.
It was brutal.
Yeah.
Second reply, easily Jones, with a picture 540 days, 0 defenses.
He just got so much legacy that, like, as much as we hate on him, he can't be the biggest L. You know, like, he's been a disappointing fighter this year for not fighting, but he's not the biggest L.
I don't know. It's tough. It's close. With all of that Tom Aspinall beef coming out in the last week, he's continually taking more L's.
That is true.
By not saying, yes, I want this fight.
And he also is taking a bigger L with Dana babying him and glazing him constantly.
Definitely. That's like the worst part.
Mm-hmm. It's like having your dad fight your battle for you.
Chandler, and he hasn't even fought, LOL. He was promised a fight versus McGregor this year, but it got canceled, and then Dana White said in press conferences that the McGregor versus Chandler fight won't be happening this year, and that it will happen next year instead.
It's not a huge L. It's an L, but it's risky because I don't know if Chandler's actually that good anymore. What if he goes and fights... What if he fought Dan Hooker instead of Gamrot fighting him and then loses to Dan Hooker? He can't go and face Conor after that.
No.
So he's just kind of playing it safe so he can get the Conor McGregor payday.
It's weird because it is the safest move, but at the same time, it could just never happen. And then he doesn't ever get paid, and he wasted 3 years of his career.
That's true, but Chandler is on the way out.
Yeah, still. It's weird. Like, Chandler is someone you think of as a good fighter, and then you look at his history, and it's like, oh, what did this guy even do?
Yeah, mid, overrated.
Is he crying at a press conference, then being ragdolled by DDP, in brackets, white South African, after claiming he was the real African, has to be number one. Your boy got dogged on.
I was actually thinking about saying Izzy. It was a bad loss.
It was, but he had moments, and I feel like he had chances to win. It's just like, after that press conference, I think that is the nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
Who's he going to fight next, do you think?
Paulo Costa or Cannonier?
I think Kyle Borralho. I think that's a good matchup.
I don't like that fight for either of them.
Well, you're a bad matchmaker. All right, next up, Makayev and Chandler might have to share this one. I think the biggest consensus was Makayev getting cut and Chandler not getting a fight is by far the two biggest L's.
They're in the top 5.
100%. Chandler for waiting. Which one are you picking? GTA 6, Mike Chandler versus Conor McGregor. C, Human on Mars.
C.
Which of the following will we see first?
C.
Yeah, we're never seeing the Chandler fight. Unless...
311. It's rumored to fight in California, so...
That'd be sick.
That would be nice.
Should we go?
Dude, the most realistic pay-per-view for us to go to this year would be 307. Salt Lake City, Utah.
That'd be sick.
Tickets would be dirt cheap.
No, it's a Pereira card.
So, it's like Utah, though. Doesn't have the market. And flights to Utah probably wouldn't be that bad.
I don't know if I can breathe in altitude, though. I might get sickness.
I haven't thought about the altitude. We'll have to get into that in a later episode.
Dude, Pereira only lasts 1 or 2 rounds, so it's not like he needs to...
But the rest of the fights...
Yeah, okay, that's true. The fans.
Ooh.
We have taken some L's.
We have had a lot of disappointment in terms of matchmaking, in terms of favorites losing.
Dude, June was awful. Remember we had that whole month?
Dude, people were talking about June being the greatest month in combat sports history, and then just everything got canceled.
Yeah, it was awful. Next up, Mike Malott losing at home in the last minutes after dominating the whole fight. This was against Neil Magny, the gatekeeper of gatekeepers.
I can't stand Neil Magny.
That dude's so ugly.
That ugly troll.
I hate him so much. Luckily, he just got absolutely ragdolled by Miles Morales.
If I save you, I give all of me. I can hear you screaming out, calling me. Mike Malott is winning at UFC Edmonton. And we'll be there.
Well, yeah, we're gonna be at UFC Edmonton maybe. We might do some in-person content.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
We got about 3 weeks till tickets go on sale, so hopefully we can snag some.
Hopefully they're $50.
Hopefully they're dirt cheap, so because no one wants to watch Rose Namajunas. But yeah, we get you some live reactions, some live content going around the streets of Edmonton.
Wait, we're not even gonna be able to do outside content because it's gonna be -40.
-40, and it's all homeless people. Edmonton is trash.
All right, next up, Gaethje. He had no business fighting Holloway.
That's a bad take.
No, that's a great take. He did not have to fight Holloway at all. And he fought Holloway, lost, and then he lost his title shot.
I don't know. That was a war. You know, like if that fight went to decision and went a second longer and he lost, people wouldn't be as upset with that Gaethje loss. Just the fact they got flatlined.
Yeah, no, it was a horrible. It wasn't like the biggest L this year though. Like it was a bad thing that
it was a bad career move.
Yes, definitely.
He's now got one foot in the retirement home.
Yeah, definitely. The fans via robbery decisions.
Dude, the judging.
The judging is awful.
Like there have been so many terrible.
Yeah, we had Paulo Costa, the 49-46 versus Strickland. We had Tai Tuivasa versus Rosenstrike. I mean,
there's just been some other really questionable split decisions.
Yeah, like I don't understand what the judges are seeing.
And even like we've had a lot of close fights that have gone like the other way that fans believe they should have gone. Like Sean versus Drickus was one of those fights.
That was close though.
It was close. We've had a lot of close fights, and I'm sure fans probably wanted Charles to beat Arman in that decision.
Oh, that's true. But if it was flipped around, no one would be mad.
Yeah.
Next up, Conor actually. Dude became an irrelevant drunk loser.
No, Conor can do whatever he wants.
Have you seen that video of him with like the midget girl? That's pretty funny. Yeah. That's my favorite picture. Urseg. He's taken some L's.
He has taken 2 L's.
Mm-hmm. One of them very bad.
But he has made a name for himself with those 2 L's. Like, he's still just as popular, even though he took those 2 L's. He's
more popular.
Yeah. He's made a name value to create a long UFC career. You know, you look back at some of these greats and you're like, oh, they had a couple early L's, you know? Like, but then in the later half of their career, they're getting wins all day. So
yeah, Max Holloway.
Yeah, I think it's not the worst thing.
Volk, pound for pound, #1 to questions of over the hill. Was that all this year? No, it wasn't all this year. It's 2023 as well, but still a pretty valid pick. Getting chinned twice, that's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
And is he over the hill?
He's one fight. He has one more chance to stay there. Mm-hmm. It's going to depend on who he fights after the 308 main event. It's
weird. You see like Izzy, Volk, and Kamaru, they all hit this kind of period.
At like the same kind of time. They all just like, woo.
Yeah. I mean, it has to happen eventually. Like it's good for the sport in the sense that new contenders have to eventually become the champ. Sergey Pavlovich. This is a shout.
Yeah, like I think lots of the heavyweights have taken L's this year.
Well, he just lost his aura.
Yeah.
Like he was this dude who no one wanted to face, and then all of a sudden it's like you get chinned and then you get outstruck in a heavyweight fight.
That fight has been my second most disappointing fight of the year. I was expecting an all-out war, and then these guys didn't even want to punch each other. Him versus Volkov, because they were friends. Like it was such a weird fight, and then like the antics after were weird too. Like behind Cap and Mikhaev, it's been my second most disappointing fight of the year.
It's a valid take. I'd realistically say Leon Edwards lost the belt to a guy that he beats 99 times out of 100. He just didn't show up that night, and I know that's gotta hurt. Yo, this guy might be delusional.
This guy is a Leon Glazer, and then to come out and say he's taking the biggest L. This dude, casual. Like, Leon Edwards is good. He might be great, but he's not like, he's A tier.
He's not a dominant champion.
Yeah, and Bilal's like I would say Bilal's like more like top of B tier kind of guy. So like, I'd say Leon probably wins that fight 50-50. You know, like it's a 50-50 fight.
Yeah, it's weird because like in the first fight they had, it looked like he was dominating pretty well. Mm-hmm. And I do agree with this guy that it looked like he didn't show up, but you cannot say that Bilal loses every single time.
Yeah, except for the one time he won, because he won.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. This is not the 1%.
And it wasn't like he like squeaked out a win. He dominated Leon. He made Leon look terrible.
Yeah, this take is horrible. All right, last one. Probably Volk, maybe Usman, could be Yuri.
Ooh, Yuri's a name we haven't talked about a lot.
300. Oh, no, sorry. He won at 300.
Yeah, he won at 300, but then lost at 303. But that was a pretty like career humbling KO he suffered to Pereira.
I mean, when you make someone think about moving down a division, you have cooked them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same way that Usman and Volk have moved up, you know, like they lost and they had to move on to other things.
Well, I mean, it was weird because Volk moved up and lost lost again and then moved down and lost. Yeah.
And then Usman moved up.
Yeah, it's
Lost
just,
to Chimaev.
it's just cooked, man.
Yeah, so let us know who you think had the biggest L of the year. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. We're trying to hit 100 subs by UFC 306. You think we got it?
Oh, we're probably already there.
Honestly, yeah. By the time you're watching this, we're probably at 1,000 subs.
All right. See ya.
Peace.